I can go first if it helps. Since
Thank
everyone else
you,
is
boo. Thank you.
um, sure, no worries. So my name is Sabrina, as you guys can see, and for me, I am just starting out as a VA, and well, obviously having a lot of questions, a lot of fears, more than questions, I guess, and especially indeed about, hey, where do you find the clients, right? So, and I really hope that we're gonna get those answers.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give you what I got. Let me tell you, I'm going to give you the answers to a lot of your questions. I know it's normal to be a little fearful because you just don't know. When you first start, and it's all kinds of things that go through your mind. And the big thing is, oh my God, especially if you're researching and you're on YouTube and you're seeing other people and you're seeing what they're talking about, they're successful. Don't compare yourself to them. Don't. Because I'm telling you, nobody ever always tell you how they got started, because they didn't just jump on internet and boom, blew up. No, they put the work in, trust and believe. But it is the thing with everybody think it's very competitive, and it's not. It's just that everybody is looking for clients in the same place. Nobody is really thinking outside the box in how to get clients, because you don't know. This is all new on an online space. So just to introduce myself a little bit, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about me. So I have over 15 years of experience as a virtual assistant, administrative assistant, executive assistant, all that good stuff. And when I decided to become a VA, it was because I was so tired of working the overtime just to survive. And I was tired of missing time with my family, because my kid, I am a mom, wife, I have 7 children. And I like to say I have 2 sets of kids, because I got a grown set of kids and then I got a teenage set of kids now. So my oldest is 27 and my youngest is 13. But my older children have started their families. And when I start seeing my grandchildren, it just something was different, like something, I don't want to miss time with them. And I knew that I always been an entrepreneur. I've had other ventures. I've had a catering business, a staffing agency, a maintenance team. I mean, I can go on and on, but it was always as a side hustle. I never took the time to really put into it. It was like I was starting my venture, but because I was working, oh, I'm sorry, guys, because I was working, if I didn't feel it was taking off, I would jump to something else that I thought was trending, so that I could get a couple extra dollars on the side. And I just got tired of that. So one night, me and my daughter, we had went out to Taco Bell, get something to eat or whatnot. And, I'm just talking to her like we always talk, but it was some awkward silence. So I'm like, Sarah, what do you want to do when you grow up? Just always ask them these questions. And we're sitting in Taco Bell, and she was like, Mom, I've been thinking about this for a minute. I want to be a janitor at Taco Bell. I was like, what? There's nothing wrong with being a janitor at Taco Bell, but I've always raised my children that you can do whatever, be whatever, sky's the limit. And when she said she wanted to be a janitor at Taco Bell, that was like, I failed her. And I had to understand that, she is her atmosphere. She see her parents going to work. So if I'm telling her to do something that I'm not doing, that's not fair. And I knew that I wanted to go full-fledged in virtual assistants because, well, let me tell you, I didn't even know it had a name, but I used to do marketing and stuff on the side for my friends that have businesses. So one day I was just researching work at home jobs, and I seen this virtual assistant. And I'm like, what is this? And I started reading it and searching it. And I'm like, wow, they have a name for what I'm already doing. I didn't even know they had a name for it. So as I did my research, I talked to my husband and decided I'm going to do this full time, because I was missing a lot of time with my family. I used to work for a company And I don't know if you ladies ever been an administrative assistant or executive assistant, but I used to prepare reports and all of this for my manager, and he would go pitch different companies. Well, this last time just took the cake because I had did all the work. I'm working from 5 in the morning to 7 at night to get this report ready for him 5 to 6 days a week. And he went and pitched Flight Club with all of everything I did. He did absolutely nothing. I prepared everything. And Flight Club is a pretty big contract, if anybody know about Flight Club. So he ended up getting a $300,000 bonus off of what I did. And it made me feel some type of way because he never even thought twice to say thank you, for doing the report. So I went home and I talked to my husband and I'm like, look, I am tired of making all this money from everybody else. And they don't value me. So that day I quit my job and I was like, I'm just going to take a chance. And honestly, in the beginning, it was a little rough because in my head, I was like, I already got this experience. So it's nothing different. I'm just serving people differently. Like I'm still doing everything that I know how to do and all that. So I thought as soon as I put my stuff together and got on the internet, that boom, stuff was going to start happening. I thought people was going to be knocking my door down because I had all this experience. And no, that's not how it works. That is not how it works at all. So I had to start getting creative about how I was really branding myself and things like that. So I got me a coach. And it took me a year to get a coach because in my mind, I was like, I can do this by myself with the free stuff on YouTube and just do the research and I'll be good. And I'm not saying that can't be done. It just takes a lot of time when you do it like that because you're watching different YouTube videos and you're getting so many different perspectives. It can get confusing because everybody do things differently. You will come across the coach to tell you, oh, you just have to do it like this. And the thing that used to get me is I'll watch a YouTube video and I'll hear somebody be like, that you do it like this and that's all you have to do. And then I'll go do all you have to do and it didn't work. And I'm like, but she said this is all I had to do. I did it exactly like she said. And for a minute, I thought, it was something wrong with me. Because mindset, guys, let me tell you, on this journey, this virtual assistant journey is a lonely journey online. It truly is. And mindset is going to be everything when you are on this journey. And I'm not just saying that. I had to truly realize that. So anyway, I got me a coach. And that was the best decision I had ever made in my life because I got with somebody who had already succeeded what I was trying to do. So she was able to help me implement steps. And then I started landing clients like clockwork because she was seeing things that I wasn't seeing, considering I was new to the field. So I didn't know as much as I thought I knew because I had all the experience online, just was a different way of approaching clients. And I had to understand that, you don't meet these people in real life. So you have to approach them differently to gain their trust. And the first step in that is building your online presence because as soon as you reach out to a client, they go look at your social media platforms to see if there's any evidence of who you say you are and what you do. And that is so important because that is your first impression. So I end up mentoring with some amazing people. And I was blessed to be able to coach and mentor and work with Martha Creedy and Abby Ashley. And right now, to this day, Russell Brunson is my mentor. On this journey, you will never stop learning, at least you shouldn't, because you are going to be that strategic partner in your client's business. So I'm going to show you guys some strategies. I'll answer your questions, but I'm also going to show you how to create an easy yes offer. So before we get into all that, Miss Sabrina introduced herself. Thank you very much. Can we get to know one another? Just let me know where you're from. You don't have to give us a big old presentation, but just let me know where you're from and who are you trying to serve? You know, what's your niche, who you're trying to serve, and how long you've been on this journey, and if you've landed a client. Ms. Hope, what about you?
Hi guys, hello. Good morning. Actually it's evening in the Philippines. I saw your post on Facebook. I actually posted it on my wall. I'm also a virtual assistant since 2016. I was very curious on your FB page, and it says mompreneurs. You're trying to establish family and business, especially for women.
Absolutely.
And I like that. And it's just yeah, it's just a lot to explore. And I'm also curious. I joined the link, and I hope we get to learn something out of joining this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm
Thank
from the
you.
Philippines. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, ladies, I'm sorry. I'm just, I might be a little hyper, I don't know, but family is everything to me. And that's why I started Mompreneurs, because I was on Facebook and seeing a lot of moms trying to figure it out. And you want to be with your children, but you got to make that money. You got to survive. So I created Mompreneurs to give a space where people can be free. You can use it as a brain dump, get resources. Family is everything, and your journey is what is going to establish your family. And I was actually blessed as this before I came a coach to retire my husband. And that was my goal, because I wanted us to be able to travel and enjoy our kids, and especially the grandkids. It's just something when your children have a grandmother. You know, life just hit different, in my opinion, when the kids have grandparents. My first set of kids got to experience my mother, which was an amazing lady, but my second set of kids didn't. And I can see the difference. They miss that. It's something missing there. They want a grandma. So I wanted to make sure I gave that to my grandkids, because, and I have 4 and they are amazing, but I will not sit here and talk about them because I will go on for hours about them. But Miss Andy, introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from, who you're going to serve, who you are, and the problem you solve. Let's try that. Okay, that's fine. Anybody else want to introduce yourself? Let us know where you're from and who you are and the problem that you solve. Ladies. Okay, that's fine. So, first and foremost, the way you research is going to make a difference. And research is going to be the foundation of you being a virtual assistant. So when I say the way you research, I'm going to share my screen just to show you a couple of things, but knowing, really, truly knowing who you want to work with as far as your client. And when I used to hear that in the beginning, I used to be like, well, how do I figure out what kind of books they read, what kind of drinks they drink, where they hang out, type of stuff. But that is really important, because you want to work with somebody that if you was on a cruise or you was at a party or you was at a gathering or a dinner, you would hang out with them and talk to them. This is the type of client you want to work with. You want to work with someone that you can get along with. I have been in situations in the beginning of my journey where I took a client that because I just needed the money, and it didn't work out because it shows in your work, in your service. When you're not into it, it shows. No matter how hard you try to perform, it shows. If you don't agree with your client's message or their product, it shows. So truly understand who it is you want to work with. So go into Facebook groups and see what kind of questions are they asking and things like that, so you will know how to approach them. That's the important thing. And knowing how to research. Give me a second. I'm going to share my screen. I just want to show you something. All right, guys, can you see Google? Okay. So when you go into Google, you want to serve, say you want to serve a health coach. When you're researching, you should be researching what health coaches research, what attracts them, what kind of stuff do they post, because that's what's going to attract them to you. What is their mission? What's their purpose, these health coaches? And you research that. So in Google, you can research by, I'm sorry, guys, somebody is trying to get with us. Okay, you can research stuff that has been posted within 24 hours, within a week. So let's say we're researching a health coach. So you can go here to tools so that you can get more current information. Research, I usually research what's been searched within the last 24 hours or the last week, because you want to keep it current. Google is giving you the information that is being researched the most. So, and the topic. So say we choose the last 24 hours. You can go through here, find what they're searching so that you can create your content off of what they're searching so that you can attract them. And then Google has this section where it's related searches. You can use any of these as a topic, because this is what's being, even if it sounds crazy, but this is what's being searched the most on Google in the last 24 hours. And these topics is what's going to attract the client that you're trying to land. Instagram, for one. Let's look at Instagram. When you search Instagram by hashtags that's being used. So let's see, we'll just search health coach, since that's the example I use. So quite a few hashtags for health coach, and it'll take you to the For You page. Go through that For You page, see what's being engaged with the most, and don't copy, but model the content that's out there, because this is the content that is attracting people in the industry of a health coach. So this will make it easy for you to attract your client. And you can just create similar posts so that you can attract these people and land your client. I talk a lot about value first marketing, guys, and that is all about research. And you're going to hear me say research a lot. There is 3 things that every business needs. If they don't need all 3 of them, they're going to need one of the 3. They need list building, they need engagement, and they need lead generation. Sometimes, most of the time, your client don't know what they need. They just know that they need help. So you have to be creative and understanding because you've done your research. You've looked at their websites. You looked at their social media platforms. You found where they're hanging out in Facebook and on LinkedIn and seeing the type of content that they're posting. This is the type of research that you need to do so that when you outreach that client, you're able to either you found something that's relatable. Maybe y'all went to the same school. Maybe y'all vacationed in the same spot sometime. Or maybe they have a blog or a podcast where you can create 5 titles for their next blogs and just give it to them with no strings attached with your pitch. That's going to make you stand out outside of your competition. Trust me, I have been looking for a VA for a very long time because I'm rebuilding my team, and not one VA has wowed me. Everybody pitched the same way. You have to be different. If you are someone that is comfortable with being on video, send a video pitch. 3 minutes to tell a client who you are, the problem you solve, and why you are the best choice for them. A video pitch is going to land your client. For one, you're going above and beyond. For two, they don't have to wait to go through your stuff because they can listen to that on the go. A video pitch is ideal. Get into networking. Networking is the key. You will be surprised. You go to is all kinds of networking groups on Facebook, but meetup.com, you can go to meetup.com, put your area in, and they'll give you a list of in-person networking events, and then you can get a list of online networking events. I landed most of my clients from networking events because when you go to a networking event, a lot of the times business owners don't even know what a VA is. So when you explain who you are and the problem that you solve, it clicks for them. You are a good investment for their business. A lot of VAs are not, they just, the track of thought, they're not really thinking about the business that they want to work for. Know that you're going to be that strategic partner in their business. So anything you can do to wow them when you're pitching them is a plus. You want them to know that you go above and beyond. You want them to know that you're self-motivated because they're looking for someone to help them grow their business, whether they say it or not. It's always, whether it's a product-based business or a service-based business, everyone needs leads. Everyone needs help reaching their audience. And if that's not your goal when you go in with your client, then it's not going to work. And I hate to say it like that because I'm telling you, I've been in this field for a very long time. I talk to business owners all day, every day. Coming from serving clients myself to now hiring VAs myself, I'm understanding the path and the disconnect. They're already a little weary because we're online. And I'm sure that they done ran into some situations where they've been scams. Even we run into them all the time as VAs. As a new VA, if you look at your offer, research it before you pitch it, because if the person is offering, if it's first of all, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. But there's a lot of scams out there where they want you to post apartments on sites and they'll pay you $800 a week, but they want you to use all your platforms. That's a scam. If you get a job post and you go research them and you don't see interaction on their social media, or you can't find anything about their company on all of the social medias, it's more than likely a scam. There are sites on that you can Google that you can put the business name in to see if there's been any complaints. So that'll help you with getting scammed, because there's a lot of scammers out here, especially on Upwork, Fiverr. Like Upwork is prime for it. They like it seemed like 5 out of 10 jobs when I first started, or posts that I applied to, was a scam. And when you're new, you get excited, especially when somebody reach out to you, be like, hey, I need a VA. I'm paying $800 a week. Can you post these apartments on your marketplace and this, that, and the other? Anytime a client asks you to use your own platform, that's not ideal, because they're growing their business. Why would you use your platform? You know what I'm saying? If they're trying to reach their audience, you should be using their platforms. So please beware of scams, because there is a lot of them out here. And that's why in my program, we do client outreach support. So with my new VAs, we go through the job post and then we research it together, and I make sure it's not a scam. And I help them, with their wording. I give them templates so they'll know what to say, show them how to do the value first marketing so that they land their client. Show them how to be different, how to stand outside of everybody else. Like I said, I'm coming from being a VA and hiring VAs. So knowing what business owners are looking for. And I have business owners reaching out to me all the time looking for a VA, but I don't serve clients anymore because I dedicate my time to helping my new VAs. So when my VAs move to phase 2, I usually am able to match them with a client before they're done with the program. But guys, there is easy yes offer. Let's talk about that. But before we go into that, because I know I said a lot in a little bit of time, I'm just trying to get some information out. Any questions? What are your pain points that I can help you with that you are experiencing right now? Everybody got clients?
Sorry, if I can jump in here.
Absolutely.
Sorry. Well, actually, I already typed my question in the chat because I did not want to interrupt you. But basically, so you mentioned, going out there on, and doing some background check on your potential client to see, what you can pitch to them, etc., on their social media. The lead generation that you mentioned and the marketing and everything like that. But what if you are a VA that doesn't do much with social media or doesn't have those skills? And if you start talking about these things, then your potential client might expect you to get into that direction, right? So suppose you're more of a general VA or a tech VA or something like that, not social media specialized. What would then be your way of standing out, if you will? Like how would you go about that? What would you say?
So when you create your packages, you're going to list your services in your packages anyway. So when you connect with your client, you're able to tell them what you offer. Now, even though you're not a social media manager, you are marketing yourself on social media. So in my opinion, you should truly at least learn the basics about social media so you will know how your platforms are performing and how your stuff is being engaged with, so you will know what to post. And that's another thing we go through in a program, because there are a lot of people that aren't social media managers, but if you're marketing yourself, you have to get some basic knowledge because you have to attract your client. So even though you're not a social media manager for somebody else, you're definitely your own social media manager, to get that information out and land clients. And the important thing is your online presence and your because that's your first impression. And marketing takes a lot of time out of your day. It does. Social media takes a lot of time out of your day of trying to even knowing what kind of content to post, when to post it, and things like that. So you will, to answer your question, Sabrina, when you create your package, you list out your services, and it will be in the contract because you're not going to work before the contract is signed, correct? It'll be in the contract of the services that you will provide. So did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
And you guys know that there is like 3 pricing tiers for VAs, correct? There's 3 different pricing tiers. Let me see if I can show you guys a little something. Hold on one second. Okay. Let's go over some packages and pricing. Share my screen. Packages real quick. All right. I'm gonna find some examples. I'm trying to find you guys some examples for packaging your services. Let's see. Okay. So there is 3 pricing tiers. I usually use the retainer tier, and I'll talk about the other ones with you. But this is my go-to because you have 3 different prices for your client. And the reason for this is because, again, a lot of times your client don't know what they need, but you can have a low, medium, and high. My goal was always to attract high ticket clients. So I use a little different method because I just start serving high ticket clients out the gate. But for my new VAs, when you're doing a package, you want to list it out. You can call your packages whatever you want to call them. They're your package. Remember, this is your business. But I just use tier 1, 2, and 3 for the sake of this demonstration. Package a service. Make sure you're pricing it. You're telling them exactly how much time, and then list out the services that you're going to offer. The reason for this is because if your client get package 2 because they need customer service, research, and group management, as you're working with them, they may be like, oh, wow, I realize I need email management. That is an opportunity for you to upsell them. You don't want to do anything outside of what you listed. And when you upsell them, you figure out, this is where you figure out if they're going to add email management, you figure out what you're going to price it with. Or you can negotiate with them to upgrade so that you'll add that. But that's always an opportunity to upsell when you list out the services for your packages, because I guarantee you, when you start serving your client and they see how good of a job you're doing, they're going to realize they need help in other areas, and they're going to ask you, can you do this as well? And you tell them, if you can, you tell them, sure, I'll send over an invoice for such and such and such, or whatever the service it is that they're requesting. But truly, business owners, some clients that I've experienced, they'll try to sneak some stuff in there and be like, oh my goodness, real quick, I got a webinar. Can you do these slides for me real quick? And because I know that she know what our contract is, I'll be like, sure, and I'll send the invoice. So keep the upsell mind. Don't just, because you want to have that CEO mindset out the gate. Set boundaries from the beginning. I know you want to be nice. Don't be scared that you're going to lose your client. This is business. Your time is precious. Do you know time is the only thing we don't get back in this material plane? So your time is precious. So if they're slipping little extra stuff that's not in your contract, send them an invoice. They're not going to fire you. Don't be afraid, because this is business. Trust me, if it was on the other foot, they're going to send you an invoice. No, that's the show. So know that this is business and truly get your worth. Before a couple of my ladies came into my program, they were working and landing clients and getting $10, $15 an hour. And it's like, no, don't cheat yourself, especially when you know that you are serving this person as it's your own business. Don't cheat yourself. In the US, I'm not sure where everyone is from, but the minimum for a virtual assistant is $30 an hour. And if you don't feel comfortable with $30 an hour, then start with $25 an hour. And then each client you land, add a couple dollars. So the first client, $25 an hour until you feel comfortable. Then the next client, charge them $27 an hour or whatever. But don't cheat yourself, because business owners know. They know the going rate for a VA, and that's why it's important to establish your online presence, because that's the price you're going to start with. So when they go and research you, you look like $30 an hour. You look like $50 an hour. You look like you know what you're doing. So you will continue to establish your presence. Always make sure your presence match what you're putting out there, what you're trying to do, because they're going to research you just like you research them. How many times we go in a Facebook group and make a comment, and if somebody posts or make a comment on something you post and you don't know who they are, you click their profile picture to see who they are. I do it all the time. So every time that happens, you want to make sure that's a chance to pitch a person in your profile picture on Facebook. Show you guys something. Oh, Lord. Internet running kind of slow. In your profile picture, put some information here. Pitch them. Let them know who you are and the problem you solve. I don't know what happened to mine. I'm going to fix that after this webinar. But people come to your page and they click this.
Dory?
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you, but at least what I am seeing is like, I think it's a PowerPoint with what it would be. It's not what you're talking about. So
oh, you're only seeing the PowerPoint? I'm sorry. Hold on.
That's what I'm seeing. I don't know about the rest.
I apologize, ladies. Okay.
So we did not see the previous thing, also whatever you were showing before about the packages and everything.
Okay. Do you see the Facebook page now, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. All right. No. So what I was saying is, when you're networking, you're engaging in Facebook groups, because that's what you're going to do when you're landing a client. You're going to go on them groups where your clients hang out, see what they're talking about, try to answer some questions so that people can get to know you. And when you answer a question and it's the right answer, the first thing a person is going to do is click your picture. So when they come to your page, they're going to come to see like, oh, wow, who is she or whatever. They're going to click this. Put some information over here. letting them know who you are and the problem you solve. You only have a couple seconds to grab their attention to make them want to continue to look through your profile. So every chance in every place that you have the opportunity to tell a person who you are and the problem you solve, use that. Always use a call to action. What you want them to do. You want them to schedule a call with you? You put your calendar link in that post. With the same with your Facebook cover. You put information over here because they're going to click that cover as well. Give them a call to action. Tell them who you are, the problem you solve, and what you want them to do. You want to catch their attention as fast as possible. I mean, keep their attention as long as possible. On Instagram, in that bio, you only get so many characters, but use that. That's why we create elevator pitches. Use that bio to give them your elevator pitch. An elevator pitch is being able to tell somebody who you are and the problem you solve in the ride of the elevator. So I am Tori. I'm a virtual assistant. I take your time-consuming tasks so that you can focus on your field of expertise. Something like that. But anything, give them a call to action, definitely on Instagram. A lot of people feel that their clients is on LinkedIn. You have to be active. LinkedIn is the easiest spot to get clients if you do it right. Connect. Put a time block in your calendar to just connect on LinkedIn and connect with 20 to 50 people a day. Send the connections so your profile can grow. I'm telling you, LinkedIn is the bomb for virtual assistants, but we just don't use it properly. And that's another thing that in my program, I show them, like, you guys, it's not that it's a lot of competition, just everybody is doing the same thing in the same places. Because when you start going to networking events and things like that, you are going to be surprised. I promise you. You're going to message me and tell me, wow, you were right. There are so many business owners that do not know what a virtual assistant is, but know they need help. And them networking events are key, guys. They are key. So, do anyone have any questions? What's your pain points? What have you been struggling with? So that I can answer, we can walk through something to help you land your client. It's really time for a breakthrough. It's time to land clients. I'm sure everybody needs to start generating revenue. No questions? Okay.
I do.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just take this out because I'm just not taking up space here. But so for me, as you might notice, Story, like I am just starting out. Okay, so I don't know a lot about it. So maybe some of my questions might be stupid. I don't know.
No, let me tell you, wait, no question stupid. None. And I used to think that when I first started, no question is a dumb question. You don't know what you don't know. And that's why you're here. So no question is a dumb question, but go ahead.
Yes, sure. Thank you. So for me, as I mentioned, like one of the fears that I have is, especially, I think some of us might have had like a job, you're getting your monthly income, you know what you're expecting. It is, secure, right? And then at some point, you're going to become your own boss. You're going to have to suddenly find out those clients where you probably don't know where to begin if you're just starting out. Mm-hmm. You don't know if every month you're going to be having sufficient client to be having, like, to have your minimal whatever income that you need. All these fears, how do you go about it? And yes, I know everyone is saying it. Becoming an entrepreneur is a risky thing and that it's not going to be taken away. I understand that, but how do you tackle it for yourself that it doesn't block you from taking action further, actually? Because that's the danger, I guess.
Okay, so this is what I do, because even though I've grew my business to 6 figures twice, I still have doubts and I still have different thoughts. What were you thinking when you decided this is what I'm going to do? What were you thinking? Where were you at? Why did you decide you were going to start your VA business? What was the reason? How did you feel? What was it? What made you say,
You're asking me
I'm going to do this?
answer?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Well, for me, it was like I was done literally being having to work for another boss who dictates my work hours, how much I work, what I work on, not always liking it. And I want to have that flexibility and freedom in my life to like organize it basically the way I want, and not because I have to go to the office for my boss, you know, and making them rich by my hard work and me not getting anything of that apart from my salary.
Okay.
So that is the main reason for me. I was like, okay, this is it. I have to start for myself because that way I'm my own boss and I can decide my own stuff.
So the reason I asked you that, because I have to stop and think about my why at times to give myself motivation because it, like I said, it is a lonely journey. And if you don't have the support, it's hard. That's why you get into communities with people that understand you, that's going through what you're going through, so you can bounce thoughts off of them. And mindset, I keep saying mindset. That's why I have mindset training in my program, because I needed that at the beginning and I had to figure it out on my own. You know, I spent thousands of dollars on courses in the beginning and done hours of trainings and research. And I've done 7,200 hours of training just last year alone to keep up on what's going on. And it can get overwhelming. That's why your mindset, you have to expect what you want. And I know that sounds a little cheesy and crazy, but honestly, words are power. Just like, think about it. I don't know if you guys have children. Well, I'm sure you do. Just think about it. When you're in a tight situation, and say it's the kid's birthday coming up or Christmas coming up and things is tight, you don't know what's about to happen, but you know you're going to make it happen for Christmas for your kids. You may not know at that time how, where you're getting the money, but you have already set your mind that you're going to make it happen. You expected it, and then it happened, because that's the mind frame. You got the state of mind you got to be in. You have to expect it. No matter what it looked like, you have to expect it. One of my mentors told me, you have to really want success. He said, go put your head under some water. I was like, what? He said, put your head under some water. So I did. And so when I came up, he said, so what were you thinking about? I said, breathing. He said, that's how you got to approach entrepreneurship. You got to want success. Whatever your ideal of success, you have to keep your mind on that why, and know that no matter what it looked like, it's gonna happen. Do your research, whatever you need to do. And I'm not saying this just because I'm a coach. I'm saying this because of how I started my journey. Get you a coach or a mentor, especially if you're brand new. It's gonna make it easy. I made my first year so hard for myself because I was so determined to do it on my own, do it with the internet, do the research, use the free resources. I was so determined to do that. And I was getting some things done, but it was taking so long. And I was spending hours. I was spending more hours than I was working. It was days I didn't even cook dinner because I'm working my business, trying to get it off the ground, because I was doing it by myself. Nothing is meant to do by yourself. I don't know if you believe that or not, but it's just not meant to do anything by yourself. It's not. And get you a coach or a mentor, it's gonna be so much easier because they've already succeeded. The thing that you're trying to do, they've already started and done it. They can give you tips and tricks and shortcuts and all that good stuff, so that it's not so overwhelming, so it don't take so long, because it truly can take some time. It just depends on you, truly. So just remember your why. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's what, it works. Words are power. Man, affirmations. I used to have sticky notes on my computer. Honestly, no lie. Just to look at and remind myself of my babies and what my goal was. My why is generational wealth. I want my kids to be good when I leave here. And it ain't nothing gonna stop me from doing that. And I just gotta keep going. So that's what you just gotta know, expect it. So guys, your easy yes offer. An easy yes offer. Now, I know I said starting rate is $30 an hour. Don't work for cheap, this, that, and the other. But the easy yes offer is something like a try me out offer. You make an offer for a lower price for a couple of hours to bait the client in. So you could tell them, you could create a post or an advertisement to say, I'm offering social media management, or I'm offering content creation for 5 hours or 10 hours for $100, just so you can bait them in. You do the 5 hours, they're gonna need you. You do a good job. Make sure they need you. Because after you get them, it's up to you to make sure after that 5 hours, they'd be like, oh my God. And then you send them your portfolio and your contract and your invoice for your correct rates. I've got a lot of clients like that. It truly works. And a lot of times clients are more comfortable with doing it like that because they got an option to try you out. And if you guys don't work well together, there's no hard feelings. So at least you made a quick $100 versus making nothing. And then you just continue to advertise it. Push it across all the social media platforms. One important thing is knowing when your audience is active, and that's learning your metrics. That's what we do. That's one of the first things we do in a program, because you want to know when your client, your ideal client or your audience is on social media, whatever platform you're on, so that you can create that content that's going to attract them. Because when you post, it could get lost in the feed. Your ideal client could be seeing your stuff on Instagram. But if you posted it at 9 in the morning and they don't jump on until 7 p.m., it gets lost in the feed. So it may take them a minute to come across it or something like that. But if you post it when they're on there, they're more likely to see it. And then your ideal client, follow them. Follow people that they're following. I know it sounds a little stalkerish, but this is how you get your content to pop up on their feeds, in their social media platforms. There's a way we do it. We find out who our clients are interacting with. It sounds stalkerish, but this is how we land clients. We find out who our clients are interacting with, what type of content are they clicking on, things like that. And then we go and we create the content that they're interested in. One of my VAs just got a client yesterday from doing it like that. And it truly works. That's what I'm saying. Just thinking outside of the box, doing different things, networking, even networking with other virtual assistants, because they may not offer what you offer. So if they come across the client and they're working with a client that needs something that they're not comfortable with doing, you may offer that, and you guys can, switch. Like, okay, I know she could tell her client, I know someone that does that, and give you a referral. When you get that first client, guys, it's going to be much easier, because every business owner knows a business owner. That's a fact. And if you do a good job, guess what they're doing? They're talking about you to their friends, because their friends more than likely need the same help that they're receiving. So you go in there and serve them as if that's your business, and you wow them and do a good job. They're telling all their business owner friends. My whole clientele for the whole last 2 years of me working as a virtual assistant was all from referrals. I didn't even have to client outreach no more. So as long as you go in there and you do a good job, make a difference, you go in there with the mindset of being an asset for your client so that they can't run their business without you. You go in there and you go above and beyond. My favorite word is everything is figure outable. Figure it out. No matter what, figure it out. It can be figured out. If you got to Google it, if you got to call the president, figure it out and let them know you are the best choice and they can't run this without you. They're definitely going to notice if they let you go. It's going to be a difference. That's what I train my ladies to do. You go in there as an asset. You always want to go in there with the intentions to make their business better. One thing that nobody tells you is build a list. Even if you're not doing email marketing, build a list. If you don't even know why you're building a list, I promise, as you land clients, as you work this field, you're going to understand why you need a list. You don't have to subscribe to MailerLite, MailChimp. Use Google Docs. Use a spreadsheet. Keep all your contacts that you come in contact with, you ever pitched, keep their information on a spreadsheet. Because as that grows, that's your tribe. That's your audience. You can send out emails when you add more services, start newsletters to keep your business in their face, on their mind. Guys, the business that is the biggest business in the US. Everybody uses it. Don't even own a vehicle, but they're the biggest business in the US. Uber. Biggest business, biggest movie chain in the world. Don't even own a theater. Netflix. These people started like you started. It's just thinking outside the box. And I can go on. The biggest retailer that don't even own one department store. Amazon. Come on, guys. They started where you started. Jeff Bezos said it himself. He's not smart. He just got with a bunch of smart people, and now they all smart. Networking. Seriously. You guys got any questions? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Did anybody have any ahas? Did you learn anything? Was this beneficial? Did you get some good information at least? Anyone? So, guys, I want to answer any of your questions because you got to have some questions. You don't have a client chat. And that was the purpose of the VA breakthrough, so that we can get you some info to land a client. Oh, thank you, Irma. So even though this is not a sales presentation, can I take 5 or 10 minutes to show you what it would be like working with me, or what you get working with me? Would you mind? This was supposed to be a VA sip and chill. My sip was water, guys. Give me a second here. All right, ladies. So what it would be like working with me. First of all, my whole goal when I'm working with any of my new VAs is to get them a client. Like, I truly go hard because I know the need, especially moms. And I know the feeling when you're new, you're just starting this world. This industry, when you're first starting, it's like, oh my God, how do I outreach a client? How do I talk to the client? What should I price my services? What services should I even offer? And then there's always that little voice that'll come up in you and be like, why me? Why would they choose me when she do it like this and she do it like that? Because you are great and you are purpose. And if this is your purpose, because you can do this. That's why everyone is going to work with you because they want to. They'll work with you for whatever reason, and they'll work with whoever. My strong belief, what's for you is for you, no matter what it looked like. What's for you is for you. So I offer a VA grind kit. A lot of ladies will reach out and they're at the point they really don't need coaching right now. They just don't understand. They just don't know what to say. So they kind of want to set up their back office. So I offer a VA grind kit, and you get client outreach and templates, cold outreach and templates. And cold outreach and templates is templates to outreach clients that haven't posted a job, but you've seen their platform or you've seen their business and you just wanted to see if you could serve them in some way. Client follow-up templates. Following up is key, guys. Anytime you reach out to someone and you don't hear from them, follow up. If you reach out to someone and you get an objection and they say they don't need it right now, still follow up. 2 weeks later, just follow up, check in. Hey, how you doing? Was just reaching out to see how you was doing, because it's going to come a time they may need you. And if you're checking in and you're the brand that's on their mind, when they need that VA, you're going to be the one they reach out to. Or if they're talking to their business friends and one of their business friends say, hey, I really need a VA. This girl's been messaging me for months. I know a VA here, try her. It really happens like that, guys. It do. So following up is the key. You also get the client contract agreement in my VA grind kit. Do not work without a contract, ladies. Do not work without a contract. Send that contract before you do any work. And the VA send it. A lot of people are a little confused if the client should send it or if you should send it. You send it. This is your VA business. When you meet with a client, ladies, you are the expert for them. They are reaching out because they either need help or they don't know how to do something, so they're looking for help. When you get on that discovery call, they are looking at you as the expert. So when you go into it with that CEO mindset, knowing that you're the expert. But we got the client contract agreement. The VA roadmap is a map, a step-by-step map that give you steps of what to do to set up your business and land your client. Then you got the portfolio template. If you need help creating your portfolio, it's a template that you can customize and put all your information in. I also added one-on-one coaching session with me in the VA grind kit, just to help you create a strategy to start using your templates. And you added a template with 7 customizable social media templates that convert, that get people to attract. So you can customize them with your brand information and schedule your post out for 7 days in the Meta Business Suite, where that'll save you some time so that you can focus on reaching out to the client. And that's I'm sorry. Goodness gracious. So that's the VA grind kit. Then the VA Journey Inbox series. A lot of people would prefer a course. So this is the course that I have. And it's the VA Inbox series, comes straight to your inbox, because when I was buying courses, they'd tell me, you get lifetime access to the course. And in my mind, as a new VA, I'm thinking for the rest of my life. But it's lifetime access for the life of the course. So if you buy the course this month and they don't sell it next month, then there's no more access because there's no more life for the course. So I send the inbox series directly to your inbox so that you truly have lifetime access, and you can always, go back and refer to them along your journey, and you get a strategy call with the VA inbox series. The VA inbox series is cool. It's a value of $9.97. We sell it for $300. The VA Journey is our signature program. The VA Journey is the coaching program. I am going on the journey with you. We're doing this together. We're landing your client together. You get the course for free with the VA Journey. You get the VA Grind Kit for free. Jasper, we're going to talk about Jasper in a minute, because as a VA, when you're creating content, you also want to hang out where content creators hang out to see what tools are they using. What are they doing to create their content? Because content creators don't have all them ideas in their mind all the time. They're using different platforms, different software, different tools. So before we get off of here, I'm going to show you about Jasper, but you get a 14-day access to Jasper in the VA Journey. And one-on-one implementation calls as needed on the journey. And what implementation calls is I give you implementation steps when we're outreaching your client. Anytime you get stuck, you get confused, you need to jump on a call for me to walk you through how to do something. This is what the one-on-one implementation calls is when you need them. Then we got continual support because we have weekly open office hours. There's something like this that you can come in, ask your questions, give feedback, whatever. It's live Q&A every week on top of your one-on-one implementation calls. Then we do client support, client onboarding support. You do client outreach and support and client onboarding support. So once you land your client, then what? What are you going to do once you land that client? So we help you set up a system so that you can communicate with your client and tell them what you need for them to send you so that you can get started with your process and serving them. So we help you create a system, whether you want to start using project management platforms and all of that. We go through that in a strategy call. Mindset is everything. So we do mindset reset weekly meetups, and we do mindset reset weekly emails. Mindset is truly everything on this journey, guys. Support is everything. When you got an accountability partner, it's just different. You got someone to do this with. You got someone to hold your butt accountable to get things done. Somebody to text you and be like, hey, did you get that content created like you said you was going to do? Sometimes we need that push because we'll get overwhelmed and put it off, and then wonder why things is taking so long because we're exhausted. So we do the mindset reset. You get a private community. Outside of the mompreneurs group, I have a private community for the VA journey. And there I'm teaching you how to build funnels out, how to generate revenue when you don't even have a client. Like, we go very detailed in the private community. Then networking strategies and support. We give you networking strategies. We connect you with networking meetings and activities. And some people, sometimes they don't want to pop up at a networking event by themselves. So we provide that networking support. We'll go to the networking event with you if this is your first one, so that you can be comfortable that at least someone is there with you. And then we help you create a generate revenue framework, meaning we show you how to create revenue when you don't have a client. Sometimes you'll be in between clients after you've landed your client. So we have a framework that we can go through with you to show you how to create revenue when you don't have a client so that you can keep consistent income coming in month to month. Because that's important as a new VA, as a business owner, period. And then my gift to you is I give you a social media manager for 30 days. Your social media manager will build your online presence and whatever you tell them to do. You'll meet with your social media manager. You'll tell them what you're trying to do, what kind of content you have. If you need them to create the content, they'll create the content, or you can create the content and just give the content to your social media manager. But my gift to you is a social media manager for 30 days so that you and I can go hard and land you some clients. And that takes a lot of things off of your plate, because when you're new, marketing is the majority of your time. So that's why I give you a social media manager, so that you don't have to worry about posting and all that. And you and I can focus on landing your client. So you get the VA Inbox Series, Jasper, the Grind Kit, implementation calls, weekly office hours and mindset, and all of this is a value of $99.97. But on my webinars and breakthroughs, I give it away for $3,000, and you pay $1,500 up front, and then $1,500 in 30 days if you've landed a client. And I say if because sometimes, and I've only experienced this once, people have full-time jobs and they be in peak season, so they can't put as much work in, and it took her a little longer to land a job. And then she had a death in her family. Like, life happens, but it rarely happens that my new VAs don't land a client within 30 days when we're working together. So if for some reason something happens and you don't land a client within 60 days, you pay nothing more. But guys, this is the journey that I offer, because when I started, I could have really benefited from somebody at least giving me some advice when I first started, having somebody I could reach out to, having somebody to do this with, honestly, because you don't know. You just don't know in the beginning. And then 2 is always better than 1. You can implement your ideas, not implement my ideas, and this is how we land your client. And usually we land a couple clients, but in the strategy call, we go over what your ideal is. Like, what does your schedule look like? How many clients can you handle? What type of service do you want to offer, and things like that. That's what the strategy call is about, so that we'll know how many clients we are going to set up for you. And like I said, I don't serve clients myself now. So I'm connected with a network that looks for VAs. And once they've completed the program, I can match them with the agency. But they've had such a issue with getting VAs, is why we even partnered, is they'd rather know that they've been trained or worked with someone. Because you get a lot of times, you'll get a VA that'll reach out to a client and be like, yes, I know how to do that. And then when they hire them and they get, start serving a client, they really don't. Because as VAs, you're going to learn as you go. And there's nothing wrong with that. You are truly going to learn as you go. My advice is, if you land a client and there is something that needs done that you don't know how to do, but you can do everything else, find someone. There's always a new VA that's coming behind you that can do that for a cheap price because they're new or whatever. But find someone to help you. And that's what I call paying it forward. I find a new VA that can do something that I can't do just so she can experience, make a couple dollars. And now she got a little bit of experience and can go on and land her own client. But real quick, I want to show you guys about Jasper. I know you got to go. Let's content. So Jasper is an AI system that a lot of big companies use. And this is how they get a lot of their content. Because if you had to think, if you're the content creator and you had to come up with that stuff yourself all the time, I don't think it would be as much content out on the internet as it is, because it's just a lot. But Jasper will go and pull, hold on, let me share the screen. Jasper will go and pull all the trending words and hashtags, whatever you need, and compose whatever you're trying to do. So you go to Jasper templates. You can use it for boss mode. Boss mode is if you had a client that did blogs. You could use boss mode to get some ideas on how to create a blog for your client. It'll truly write it out. So let's go to social media. I'll give you a social media example. Say you need captions. Jasper, let's see what let's just put virtual assistants. What is our post about? Finding a client. So you put in the information, what your post is about. You can use any tone of voice you want to. I usually use witty when I use it because I feel I'm witty. I don't know. I would like to be. No. But anyway, you can use any tone of voice, witty, professional, angry, but I wouldn't want to be angry. But you can use anything you want to use. Generate. Jasper, go and pull and put together captions that people will engage with. These are words that are trending in other areas on the internet that people are attracted to. So Jasper will create you a photo caption that will have your clients engaging with you. I think that's neat. A lot of companies use it. Majority of the content creators use it, and then they use other platforms. There's so many AI platforms out there that you can use, but I think it's neat. What you guys think? Do you think it's neat? So I can take any questions. That's Jasper. And look, the captions ain't bad. If you're looking for someone to help manage your virtual biz, why not let me be your assistant? Ain't assistant. I'm here to make your work week a breeze. And then it give you a couple hashtags. I mean, how cool is that, guys? Well, all right, ladies, do you have any questions at all? Would you guys like to try Jasper out for free just to see how it works? I give you a link. You can try it just for showing up for 14 days. They give you like 10,000 words, so you can make a couple social media posts over the next 2 weeks. Create your content for the next 2 weeks. Get some ideas, some help. Because they do more than social media. Jasper help you create stories and emails, blogs, all kinds of stuff. Your bio, your LinkedIn bio, all of that is pretty descriptive in Jasper. So if you guys would like to just play around with it for 14 days, here go a link. I'll give it to you anyway. And it was a pleasure. Here is the link. It was a pleasure chilling with you guys today. Hey, you got any questions? Now is the time, guys. I hope this was informative. I hope it helped. I hope it gave you some kind of insight to think outside the box, do something a little different, create you an easy yes offer so that you can start landing clients. I know everybody needs a breakthrough, especially if you haven't had a client yet. It's time to start making money. And that's my goal. Remember your why. Remember your why when you're on this journey. And, anytime you have a question, you can message me on Facebook and I will answer what I can. Absolutely. I have no problem with that. Hopefully all you guys are in the Facebook group. Hey, engage, post, drop your questions in there. I'm very active in my group and I answer all my messages and questions that's asked in there. So if you have any questions, jump in the group, drop a post, send me a message. However, whatever I can do to help, honestly, I truly mean that. So, all right, guys, it's been a pleasure. So if you don't have any questions, I guess I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, Dory.
Absolutely. Have a good day or night. Bye-bye.
Good morning. Bye-bye.
Good morning. Thank you.